Talk about the Giants and the Jets. Brother, this season might be over as at the 4th week mark, or the 4-game mark, I should say. This is
both 1-3.
1-3. Jets look listless. The Giants, oh my God!
I didn't understand the Jets because they, like you said, they did look listless and they looked uninterested.
Yep.
And they had 10 days to prepare for this game.
Yep.
How do you have that much time to prepare and then look that disinterested and that terrible? They should have been chomping at the bit to want to play this game. And we haven't had a game in how many days? And come on, let's go out and really hit somebody. And instead, they were just like, but yeah, how much longer until this is over? You know, it's like the kids outside. Yeah, let's hope. I'm hoping that Mom calls me in for dinner soon because I want to get out of here.
Yeah, it was just a disaster in the making, and it's been made.
It was awful.
It was. I don't know, man. It's just I mean, I can understand. You can say Sam Darnold, he's the rookie, okay, but they just didn't look good, and I think Todd Bowles, if he continues this, is out the door. If not by the end of the season, maybe even before that. But I don't know. It just was a bad game to watch. And then the Giants, again, they don't know how to score. I mean,
they're not. Their offense is not working.
If they can't score over 20 points in a game, which is the ongoing thing for this team, then they got to do something else.
Well, like what? What would you suggest, brother? I don't know what you're suggesting.
I don't know. You can't bench Eli at this moment.
Eli's not the problem.
I know that. Well, but he's not the problem, but he's the face of the team, so that's what happens. So I don't know. I just you look at this team. It's just both teams are just a disaster right now. 1-3, they can't score, they can't do anything. It's just blah. Blah. Is that a word? Blah?
I don't know. It can be if you want it to be, brother. But the Giants they have problems because their offensive line is still not very good. They're Nate Solder, the guy who they signed for $55 million this offseason, he got crushed yesterday by. I don't remember. It was I can't remember the rookie's name who was crushing him. But the Saints the Saints were all over the Giants yesterday, and the Giants actually took an early lead in the first quarter, and then the Saints were all over them the rest of the game, and the Saints finally got into a little bit of a rhythm in the second half. It was field goal after field goal in the first half. Drew Brees couldn't get a touchdown, but then eventually they wound up getting into the end zone, right. And that's It was all over because the Giants couldn't respond, and they're getting Saquon Barkley the ball, but they're not getting him the ball enough. And again, this week there wasn't an emphasis on getting the ball downfield. I don't remember Beckham's numbers, but it was something like 7 catches for 60 yards.
And Beckham
or something
was
that.
Angry.
He should have been.
He's like throwing his helmet almost. It's just a bad, it's a bad situation. If I'm the Giants, this is what you do. You go to Beckham. Just keep throwing it to him, and
eventually, you can't because then they double cover him, and you can't force things in the NFL. That's the problem. Is that you need to in some ways you need to take what the defense gives you. Yeah, Beckham 7 passes for 60 yards. Sterling Shepard got 10 passes for 77 yards, and Barkley was 6 catches for 56. But all of that says, hey, we're not going downfield.
Right.
It's all dump downs, check downs, and short passes, which is well and good if that's how your offense is designed to work. But that's not how the Giants' offense is designed to work.
Well, look at Manning. Manning is 31 for 41, 255 yards. You know what? If you have 31 completions, you better have more than 255 yards.
My point is that if everything he's throwing is short, and again, if that's how you want to attack, that's fine, but make it more efficient. And you have to try going downfield every once in a while. You can't just keep throwing little checkdowns and doing garbage like that because it doesn't work.
Imagine you're a Bills fan. They got shut out by the Packers 22-0.
The Bills are terrible.
Oh my God.
Joe Ritter knows that.
Yeah. Even though he doesn't work here anymore, he still knows that. They were the only team shut out yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
The shutouts don't happen very often.
I know. That's why I'm saying that. And next week, the Jets take on the Denver Broncos, who are 2-1, and the Giants take on the Carolina Panthers, who are also 2-1. So we'll see what happens there. But it looks like the football season might be over early in New York, even before fall is even hit, really. So who knows? And, of course, let's see, brother, the soccer. We always talk soccer on this show. We're running out of time.
We
so
try
let's
to,
quickly.
anyway.
First of all, the MLS is still going.
Of course they are.
Hard to believe it's October and they're still going.
Of course they are. It just turned into October.
Yeah, I know. Well, I can't wait till they start playing in the snow because I love watching soccer in the snow. So anyway, in Liverpool, they had a 1-1 draw with Chelsea.
Chelsea, yes. That was the game between the two teams at the top of the Premier League.
Right.
And your boy Daniel Sturridge scored in the 89th minute to allow Liverpool to basically steal 2 points from Chelsea. Chelsea should have gotten the win in that game.
Okay.
My man G. Doug, who's a big Chelsea guy, he was a little disappointed with the late Sturridge goal. But Bevan, who was a big Liverpool
Paul
guy
McCartney's
like you,
a big Liverpool guy.
Yeah, well, he's not big, but he's a supporter. I get that.
Even though he could be an Everton guy too.
Well, yes, we know this. Manchester United defeated Brighton 2-0. They moved into first place ahead of Liverpool based on goal differential. Both of those teams have 6 wins and a draw in their first 7 matches for 19 points. Chelsea right now sits in third place with 17 points. My boys Tottenham moved back into the top 4 after a 2-0 victory over Huddersfield, with both of those goals being scored by Harry Kane.
You mean that Harry Kane guy?
He's Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
That Harry
No,
Kane guy.
I'm not going to acknowledge you. Tottenham now has 15 points
That's a good
and is
show.
ahead of Arsenal on goal differential. The Gooners are actually the hottest team in the league right now. They've won 5 in a row after 2 losses to open the season. And I do want to say the shock result of the weekend was lowly West Ham defeating Manchester United 3-1. West Ham had their way with Manchester United, which has led to the increased calls for the firing, they call it sacking in the UK,
right,
of Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho, who has done nothing for the last month but whine and moan and remind everybody how great he used to be as a manager, but that the club is somehow screwing him, and they spent millions, hundreds of millions of pounds, dollars, whatever, on players, and Mourinho, all he wants to do is play defense. He's got all of his talent on his roster, and all he wants to do is play defense.
But isn't that part of soccer, just in general?
It's
better to be defensive
It's
than
part
offensive.
of it, yes, but when you have a player like Paul Pogba, who showed at the World Cup just a couple of months ago what a great player he is and what a world-class player he is, and Jose Mourinho, all he can do is blame Pogba for everything that he can't do, and he plays him in the wrong position and doesn't take advantage of his gifts. Well, then you just wasted 90-something million pounds that you spent on Paul Pogba because your manager doesn't use him correctly. And Mourinho was the guy who lobbied management to bring this player in. Okay. And then all he does is use him the wrong way. The France manager at the World Cup, Pogba was the star of the show at the World Cup, and then he comes back to Manchester United, and he's like just a guy. So that's the manager. That's the manager being a screw-up and not using a player correctly. We had this with Harry Kane as an example, all right? Mauricio Pochettino for Tottenham was using Harry Kane as a more reserved role, as not necessarily a striker up top when the ball transitioned and Tottenham would go into their high press.
Sure.
So Harry Kane, one of his best things is to run around and harass defenders and cause turnovers, and that transitions Tottenham into offensive chances, and Harry Kane is already in front of the goal. But Poch had him more in a midfield role when the ball was going on defense, and then Harry Kane was late getting to the goal because he had so much farther that he had to run to get there. So Poch switched him and Lucas Moura back, and now Harry Kane's scoring goals again. Two more.
Which is why you have Harry Kane.
2 more on Saturday.
Right.
That's why he's Harry Kane. because he scores goals. Two golden boots in the last 3 years. A golden boot at the World Cup. Let Harry Kane do his thing. So, good move by Poch. Tottenham's winning again, 2 in a row in the league. They just won the Carabao Cup against Watford. I like to call it the Cowabunga Cup because it's so unimportant. But if you're in the cup, you might as well win it. So let's go out and win that. And what else? I don't know. That was about it for soccer.
Yeah, that's about it.
Ryder Cup, if you want Ryder Cup. Francesco Molinari, brother.
Right.
Of Italy, led the way. He went 5-0 in his 5 matches as Europe defeated the United States 17.5 to 10.5. Big disappointments for the United States, brother. Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods. Terrible job.
Well, let's be honest. Mick is either fantastic or terrible. He's never
Mickelson is
never in the middle.
Mickelson after this Ryder Cup is now the biggest loser in Ryder Cup history. He loses matches in the Ryder Cup like he's some weekend hacker.
Yeah, well, he plays like a weekend hacker sometimes. Wow. You know that.
Terrible. And Tiger Woods is second on the list. Second on the list for losses at the Ryder Cup. That's not good. He's supposed to be one of the best players in the world.
I'm not sure. I think people will still follow him, but at this point, it's just because of his name, and maybe to see, one great round or something.
Well, he had a great tournament last week, but not this week.
Anyway, that just about does it for From the Press Box. Part of the WHPC Sports Talk family here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The rest of the Sports Talk week goes like this. Monday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., Tuesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., and Friday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Coming up next on WHPC is Big Ed with the Good Gold, and then after that, the Oldies continues with Colton Murray and the Retro Mix. So anything else you want to add before we leave, brother?
I did want to point out that Mitchell Trubisky of the Bears, Fitzmagic ended yesterday, by the way, because Ryan Fitzpatrick was terrible.
Right.
But Mitchell Trubisky of the Bears threw 6 touchdown passes yesterday as the Bears trounced the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Trubisky, as a rookie last year, 7 touchdown passes all year.
Wow.
6 yesterday.
Just to remind you, Tim, don't forget about Full Irish every Saturday at 11 a.m.
Love the
This
Full
program provides Irish music and news of interest to the Irish-American community. Hosted by Gary Power. That's Full Irish every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 90.3 WHPC. Stay tuned for Big Ed because it doesn't get any better than Big Ed. Baby, let's talk like Big Ed for a second, Tim. Baby. Anyway, take care. We'll see you next Monday.
Answer me. Who taught you to listen to Radio Rumble at 12 p.m. on Saturday afternoons?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
I'd buy that for $1.
The Radio Rumble has it all.
Humanity will suffer with me.
Movie reviews.
No kind of Sandys, you're wrong.
Sports talk.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Doug Frisch-Preed.
Awesome music.
Excellent!
So listen, Saturday afternoons at 12 p.m. for The Radio Rumble on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
I learned it by watching you.
Wow, that's like crazy loud music. What are you listening to?
The best music on the radio. Come on, this is the Iron Age.
The what age?
The Iron Age, the show that brings you various types of heavy metal music from all over the spectrum.
Really? I've never heard of it. How do you know so much about it?
I'm the host.
Wait, if you're the host, how you drive in this car and on the radio at the same time?
Come on, don't ask so many questions. The Iron Age with me, Justin Sullivan, delivers the best variety of heavy metal music that you could ever ask for. Only on the Iron Age will you find music as ridiculously heavy as Meshuggah and Oceano, along with chill and relaxing tunes like Tool and Deftones.
Well, that sounds cool and all, but I think I'm just going to listen to something else.
Ooh, I think that's going to be a problem. I think you're going to have to find another ride then.
What?